actual notes, word for word, are some woman I forgot the name of thought it'd be a good idea to supply the creepy looking doll to her fucking toddler.
I could sense your rage as you wrote
And then
that.
full stop, wise, full stop.
Wise.
Let's talk about demons.
Why?
Because we're playing this game. It's
Okay.
Halloween.
You got-
Slash
does that mean-
September the 6th.
Does that mean you've got a nice, fancy, scary story for me?
I do have a fancy scary story for you that I know a little bit about. This is difficult because I know stories about demons because I like scary stories.
You do
But
that.
I haven't researched any demon stories. I just know some off the top of my head and they're not very detailed. And I don't want to give our lovely viewers some ham-fisted bullshit. So I'll leave the demon stuff for now.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for
leave it.
demon stuff.
Well, I was going to because of what we're playing. What do you reckon? Should I? I don't really know.
Is it an interesting one?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell, because it's not very long. It's not very long. My only knowledge of it, though, I will say, is from 2 podcasts that I listen to.
Go ahead,
Yes!
plug the podcasts.
The first one, the better one.
You heard that.
They're both very, very good, but this one's my favourite. It's called And That's Why We Drink.
Oh, you've told me about this
Yeah,
one?
they're
You've mentioned
so
this.
good. There's 2 girls, and one girl does, like, the first part is like a paranormal, sharing of paranormal stories, and then the second girl does true crime. And the true crime is definitely interesting. Crowley, I'm talking, you're being so rude.
You guys can hear her cat right now. Tell her to shut the fuck up.
She wants to go outside.
We're going to let the
Pause.
cat
I'm gonna
outside.
pause.
Pause the game. I picked up a pentagram. My
Don't
damage
look at
went
me
up.
like that, you animal.
I'm sorry.
No, we can go out the front. Come on. I'm not opening the back door. Come on.
We're just having a little bit of a pause while Tasha goes and lets out her cat.
Get out.
Oh, fuck it. I'm going to move anyway. Let's have a look around. I got damage up, so that probably helps a bit, which might help me clear this room out. Oh, fuck.
Stupid fucking cat.
I know, right? All cats.
You did this to me.
You volunteered to take that cat off our hands.
That was the one that I picked as well, and somebody else had already chosen her, and I was heartbroken.
I don't even know why you picked that cat, because you could hear off the bat that it was the loudest, most annoying
Well, she was
one.
going to fit in my house, wasn't she? Oh, right.
Yeah, but you hate competition.
Right, so, my girls, Em and Christine,
This is why we drink.
and that's why we drink.
Oh, okay, they're different.
I am team,
That's why we drink.
well, they have like team wine or team milkshake, and I'm team milk wine. Because I like both.
Can't you be team wake?
So, I love them, they're great, and I listen to their podcast all the time.
Are they on,
Usually on
are they on
repeat.
YouTube?
They're not on YouTube. Well, they have a YouTube channel, but their podcast is, I listen to it on Spotify.
I'm just wondering what we should plug exactly.
And the second one is 2 Girls, 1 Ghost. No, it's not ghost porn. Don't ask, because it's not. I'll tell you now.
What's the point?
Because they tell ghost stories. And I like them. They are good. They are insightful. They do a lot of research. It's cool. But I do prefer Em and Christine.
Well, why do you prefer them though? Like, what's the difference? Are they just better at talking?
No, I don't know. Because I don't want to shit talk another podcast, because they're both good.
Okay, that's fine.
And it sounds like if I say, oh, I prefer this one because of that, it kind of sounds like I'm shit talking the other one, and I'm not. Because
It would be pretty funny if we gave them a shout out and then started giving them feedback. Right, here's what you do wrong.
They don't need feedback from us, because like Em and Christine have quit their jobs because they get so much, like they're living off of their podcast now.
Wow.
So
bet
they're not even gonna fucking look at us. Although whenever I tweet them, they always retweet me.
I
'cause
bet.
they're amazing.
I bet that'd be your dream, surely.
They've got like a lady that helps them called Eva.
Imagine if you could talk for a living.
I mean, yeah.
Like, surely that's what you would love.
The reason, Nathan, that we were talking about my good friends Em and Christine
Yep.
was because they did a podcast about a demon called Pazuzu.
That's a bird creature, isn't it?
No.
Pazuzu.
You're thinking of Futurama.
I am, yeah.
Pazuzu is a demon.
Yeah.
So they told a story that they did their research on, but this was a while ago. It was one of their older ones, so my memory's not very good. And I wasn't prepared to talk about demons today. I have ghost stories. I don't have demon stories.
You brought demons up.
I know, because this.
Why won't these guys stop coming out the ground? What do I have to do?
Don't you have to destroy the red chest or something?
Oh.
Get the cat skull, leave the room? Oh, fucking.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
Oh.
His head.
Why have I got a head? Shit.
Oh.
Ah. Ooh.
Yeah, Pazuzu. By the way, the more you say his name, the more likely it is that he'll come and like fuck you with your life.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. They call him Zozo for short.
This is definitely
Zozo.
a bird creature.
Zozo tends to, if you do like a Ouija board, he tends to do, I think it's like the figure of 8 a lot, and gets like really aggressive and mouthy and out of nowhere. And it's just a bit of a dick by the sounds of it.
Hold on. Zuzu.
Pazuzu. Let me Google it.
Frick off.
Zozo.
You're a shit demon. You didn't graduate from demon school.
Obviously didn't graduate from demon school. No, he's like one of the worst in Beelzebub.
Beelzebub, isn't he like the Jewish devil?
No, he's essentially the Lord of the Flies, from my understanding. Like, if you have like a possession in your household and it's Beelzebub, there tends to be like loads of flies all the time, but you can never find a nest.
You're
They
talking
just
literally
always be
flies?
there. Yeah, like actual flies, summoning flies.
Imagine like you get when you're like getting your certificates, your demon certificates, and you're like, oh, what are you? And he goes, oh yeah, you're the demon of darkness. Oh, what are you? Oh yeah, you're the demon of hell. What are you? Oh, I'm the demon of flies.
I'm the demon of flies. Fuck demon of flies, mate.
Yeah, flies. That's me. And he's at the demon meeting, and they're like, oh, it's the fly guy.
Can I tell you about Robert the Doll?
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah.
You're gonna love Robert the Doll after playing Emily Wants to Play. That's the one. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
Just
Dolls.
imagine that Robert the Doll. Before we play, I want to show you a picture of Robert the Doll.
It's gonna be interesting. I've got to put this on the screen now.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, apparently he can hear you, so you have to be nice to him. This is Robert the Doll.
Oh, he looks nice. He looks very holy.
Allegedly, look at his face, man.
He looks beautiful.
He looks like he's got fag burns on him. Someone did not treat him right.
No wonder he's so angry, I assume.
Also, notice in this picture that he is in a glass container. As in he can't get out and walk around.
Just glass's weakness.
So, Robert the Doll allegedly was made by... I don't know my notes. I don't know my notes.
Note keeping gone wrong.
The story goes that the Otto family once dismissed one of their slaves because she was practicing like voodoo and witchcraft, and they were like, we don't want to know that shit in the house. You're fired, bitch. Get out. Get the fuck out.
That's how to get out of slavery, isn't it?
Well, no, because she probably didn't go to a better place.
Oh, okay.
So as like a bit of a fuck you to the family, she made this huge ass replica of their son,
That's
Robert.
A fuck you right there.
And she gave the doll to Robert, and that's when it all went downhill. Now, Wikipedia says that the doll was actually bought by his granddad in Germany in, like, I don't know, a long time ago. But that's not
wartime by any chance?
No, it was like 1094. I feel like that's wrong.
way old then.
I feel like that's wrong though. That's why I didn't say it. I think I wrote the wrong date down.
Okay.
So.
A long time.
But to be honest, that story isn't as spooky. So fuck that version of events. It's definitely the dismissed slave. So.
Let's change this up.
Let's crack into this. So this kid's got this replica of himself in this creepy sailor suit. Your suit's fine, Robert. You look great. Don't worry about it.
Obviously, he's a
Nautical's in right now, Robert. You're fine.
Robert, if you're a subscriber, please don't haunt us.
Just put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
But click the bell.
Click the bell.
Click that bell. Get
Put it
the
in the
notifications.
Put it in the comments.
Like and subscribe.
So, this kid's got this huge ass replica of himself, and he's like, "Oh, what do I call this?
That's not creepy.
What do I call this doll?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm called Robert. I'll call it Robert."
So he's now Robert 2.
So he's got Robert and Robert. And this kid was obsessed with the doll, like next level obsessed. Did
he take it everywhere?
Yeah, like everywhere. He'd like eat with it, and he'd like sit and play with it all the time.
Ew.
And eventually, after a while, he started insisting that his family and his friends call him Eugene.
Wait, him, not the doll.
Himself.
Right.
So his full name was Robert Eugene Otto.
So he
basically handed his name over to this doll and made himself a new identity because Robert was.
And he gave himself his middle name instead.
And he was known as Eugene. Nobody called him Robert after that. He was called Eugene, and the doll was called Robert. And when he was asked why, as a child, why he wanted to be called Eugene instead of Robert, he replied with, "Robert is the doll's name." Which is creepy as fuck. So eventually, Robert's mum is like,
fuck off! I hate this game. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
it.
I love it. I love it.
Why do I keep going back to this bullshit?
Because you love it. Robert's mum listened to Eugene having conversations with Robert.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to the doll. But after a while, the doll's replies, like, you know how, like you must have had it with Lily, where she's like playing with dolls and she gives the dolls like little silly voices and stuff. Robert's voice, like Eugene's version of Robert's voice, started to become like impossibly deep for a young child to make, and it made her very uncomfortable. She was like,
he's either become very good thespian.
Yeah, he's a quality ventriloquist. But it freaked his mum out, but she was like, oh, I don't know, just let him get on with it. And then, like, got a bit weird because whenever Eugene got into trouble, he always blamed the doll or said that the doll made him do it and stuff like that.
Classic.
And once, this was like last straw, his mum walked in and Eugene was like cowering in the corner, weeping, crying, whilst the doll was sitting on a chair on the other side of the room just looking in the corner. And his mum was like, that's enough of that.
I draw the line here.
I even put that in quotes in my notes. That's enough of that. Don't know if she said it, but I feel like she definitely did.
I feel like if she was of sound mind,
she just went, that's enough of that. She took the doll, she locked it in a trunk, and she put it in the attic. She was like, done. Fucking done with this creepy ass doll. Right. Years later, and I mean like decades later, when Eugene's parents have died, he still goes by Eugene at this point, by the way.
And he's an adult now.
He's an adult. He just is as Eugene until the end of time now.
Has he forgot the name Robert?
No, he knows that his birth name is Robert Eugene, but he just went so long being called Eugene as a kid that I guess it just stuck.
All right.
So years later, when Eugene's parents died, he inherits the house, of course.
Naturally.
And so he moves into the house, and he's going for all of his parents' shit and sorting the estate out, and he finds Robert the doll in the attic.
Oh dear.
And do you know what happens?
It kills him.
No.
Oh.
Eugene becomes instantly attached, like he was when he was a child.
It's like it's come back again.
So he's walking around everywhere with this doll.
He's doing it
sitting
again.
down for breakfast. Robert sleeps with him and his wife.
Freak.
His wife is not happy about this.
I'll bet. That's a divorce, surely.
Unimpressed. I didn't find any information about whether she left him over it, but I
She
know
must have.
for a fact that I would have. Oh no, I've lost my place because I've pressed the wrong fucking button. We're on fan stories now.
Oh, not them.
Eventually, Eugene dies. Natural causes, just old.
Oh, good.
The doll doesn't kill him. But where does the doll go?
Oh shit.
Robert's gone.
Sorry, carry on.
Just like your lives.
No, I didn't die. I did something else stupid.
Oh, you bumhole.
Yeah. I'm not a bumhole.
So, Robert dies. Well, Eugene dies.
There is a happy ending then.
No, it gets worse. In fact.
How can it get worse?
So,
unless his kid does the same thing.
This family buys the house off of them, so it's got nothing to do with the Otto family anymore. This other family buys the house. My research got really, really vague towards it because it's a long story and I got bored. So my notes sort of got a little bit more.
Professional.
I don't know what the name of the family is or anything, but this other family moved in. It was a mother and daughter. I've even put some woman I forgot the name of. Okay, so my actual notes, word for word, are some woman I forgot the name of thought it'd be a good idea to supply the creepy looking doll to her fucking toddler.
I could sense your rage as you wrote
And then full stop, wise, full stop.
Wise.
This did not go well. Not a lot is known about what actually happened to this kid because she literally won't talk about it to anyone. Even in adulthood, she vehemently, I can't fucking say it. She just flat out refuses to talk about it. And when she was asked why she didn't want to talk about it, she was like, because I genuinely believe that he can hear me, and if I talk about him, I'll bring his presence into my life.
Oh.
She said that all she can remember happening, like from childhood, the only thing that anyone's ever got out of her was that all she remembers is whenever she was alone in a room with that doll, it tried to kill her.
No.
And that's the only information she's ever given anyone about it, which I thought was fascinating.
I'm getting Emily wants to play flashbacks.
Yeah. So eventually the doll was donated to some ghost-related museum in Florida.
Okay, so that's where it is now.
Yeah, that's where that was the box.
That's the picture you showed me.
It's kept in a glass container. The girls that I listen to from And That's Why We Drink.
Is that the intro?
No, it's not even a little bit the intro. It's just me being creative.
You just like, can I have a job, guys?
I'll be your head man. I won't. I'm too lazy. Sorry.
But like, see, no serious.
One of them has been to the museum that Robert's kept at.
Oh, they
and they tell
vlogged
us
that shit.
Yeah. No, well, it was before they started doing the podcast, so they were talking about it like past tense. But they said that there was a point where they're on the bus there, and they say about how like Eugene used to blame the toy for everything that went wrong.
Yeah.
And apparently there's like speakers all over the bus, and when it says like, oh, he would say that Robert did it, and then apparently on all these speakers it's loads of little kids' voices going, Robert did it, 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 Robert did it. I was like, that gives me such anxiety. I'd be like, children, get them away from me.
Children.
Gross. But the doll being put in a glass container in the museum apparently has not stopped its ghostly activities.
So it moves in the museum.
It moves in the glass case. There was an incident
When there's nobody around,
when
obviously.
there's no one around. So, like, people aren't allowed to go in. They have to go into the room 2 at a time, and, like, things will have moved.
Do they not have CCTV for
I
this
don't
shit?
know. I kind of feel like places like that don't want the CCTV, because then when they don't actually catch anything moving on camera on its own, they're proved to be sort of frauds. But at the same time, I'm quite open to that sort of thing. Like, I don't know if I believe it, but I'm like, well, I don't not believe it either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the reason they wouldn't want to have proof of whether it is or isn't true is that it's basically their
It's
marketing.
their gimmick,
It's
isn't
their
it? Yeah,
marketing.
exactly.
It's their gimmick.
So,
That's why tourism comes to the place.
apparently you can't take a photo of Robert without asking for his permission.
Of course you can.
And one of the girls was saying that, like, they were like, we don't care if you don't believe us. You will ask this doll for... Well, I don't know if it's ask, but you have to be like... You have to introduce yourself and say, I'm going to take your picture. I hope that's okay. And you have to be, like, really polite to this doll. Because there's been so many incidents of, like, people not being polite or taking selfies without asking and being rude and stuff, and then, like, getting in car accidents on the way home.
Messed
And there's
up.
literally a room next door to Robert the doll in that museum that's full of letters from people, like, asking for forgiveness and sending him sweets and asking him for, like, help and apologising for the way they've behaved and stuff.
Oh, man,
Because they are absolutely adamant that Robert's cursed them because they were rude to him.
I know.
And I'm like, what the fuck? There was an incident where somebody had, like, gone into the glass box to clean it and to clean him, and then locked it up, and then the next day Robert was in a different position with dust all over his shoes, but just on his shoes.
Where'd he been, huh?
Like he'd been running around. So yeah, that's Robert the doll. The end.
Get CCTV.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. I'm like, if you know that this thing moves all the time, would you not?
You fucking would. You would record that shit. You'd make millions if you had a moving doll.
Exactly.
Which leads me to believe it's bullshit.
You
Whoa, I'm
don't know.
gonna die. Are these ball sacks?
Apparently.
Am I fighting ball sacks?
Yeah, it looks like it. Apparently.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead.
Oh no. I've lost my fucking place now.
I'm sorry.